Scam rap has been a burgeoning subgenre of hip-hop in recent years, but it only works until someone gets caught. Two Detroit rappers, who performed together under the alias Juices WRLD, were busted by the Internal Revenue Service on a complex $5.5 million fraud scheme. Samira Cream Merrill and Noel and Nikki Brown were charged with aggravated identity theft, false claims, and conspiracy, according to Fox 2 Detroit. Two Metro Detroit rappers have been charged with stealing more than $5 million from the United States IRS in an elaborate tax scheme where the women claimed withholdings and refunds of more than $13.6 million from 2013 to 2017. Samira Merrill of Detroit and Noel Brown of Romulus were both charged with aggravated identity theft, false claims, and conspiracy in an IRS complaint that was unsealed this week. The duo performed as the female rap group Juices WRLD under stage names Cream and Brown. The special agent investigating the case, Tyler Goodnight, said that information from IRS's Scheme Development Center identified multiple false and fraudulent tax returns for estates and trusts set up under businesses filed between 2013 and 2017. Goodnight also said the women were involved in schemes to file tax returns for trusts using other people's identities without their consent and would get other people involved and then have those people pay the women from the refunds issued. In those returns, Goodnight said they claimed the IRS had withheld large amounts of income tax from the trusts filing the returns. All told, Goodnight said they falsely reported withholdings and claimed refunds of more than $13.6 million and that the IRS had paid out $5,539,049 to the women before recognizing the fraud. According to the complaint, a total of 122 returns were all filed and were able to be linked together as part of a common scheme. Goodnight wrote that there were common pieces of information including the same pair on 1099 forms and the same return preparers on some trust returns. Of the 122 returns, 106 were prepared and filed by paper and mailed to the IRS, 69 from Michigan and 13 from Georgia. 16 of the 122 returns were filed electronically from January 2015 to March 2016, all from 4 different IP addresses, 2 of which were connected to Merrill. Additionally, the payout from 16 electronically filed false returns requested refunds of almost $900,000, of which $299,000 was paid out in 6 refund checks. Those went to accounts opened by Merrill, said Goodnight, and most of the funds were either withdrawn or immediately spent. 2 checks were issued to 2 businesses, Lucid Communications and Clean Sweep Properties, both for more than $60,000 each. The woman who deposited those checks was Merrill, Goodnight said, which he confirmed in reviewing surveillance video of the deposits. Goodnight said she also deposited a refund check made out to her for Weave's Only Distributors Trust for more than $31,000 and another for $57,000 to Lucid Communications. Of the 106 that were filed in paper form, 20 trust tax refund checks went into accounts opened by Merrill, for a total of $1.3 million between December 29, 2014 and September 4, 2017. Goodnight said Merrill opened at least 29 bank accounts from 2014 to 2018. 14 of them had 25 fraudulent tax refund checks deposited. 8 received money derived from some of the fraudulent refunds. 1 was in the name of a person claiming to be a victim of identity theft with the initials AK. This person's name is also connected to 5 different fraudulent trust returns. The returns filed under AK's name requested almost $2.5 million in refunds, which the IRS paid out $462,601. The funds were deposited into an account in AK's, but that woman said she did not open the account. Goodnight said money was sent from the account in AK's name to Merrill and a JP, including more than $17,000 that was made out to LJB Automotive, which is a company registered to Merrill in the state of Michigan. So who is JP? In May 2018, agents investigated JP, who said she was a victim of ID theft as well and said she didn't know Merrill and didn't give her permission to set up trusts or file tax returns in her name. An Ohio license issued in JP's name had a picture of Merrill. Authorities said Merrill used the identification to open accounts, rent apartments, open a UPS box, and purchase expensive items, including jewelry and watches. A total of 8 fraudulent tax refunds were deposited into accounts with JP's name, totaling $1,066,332. Additionally, 14 other trust tax returns using the name JP were set up and requested $1.6 million refunds from 2016 to 2017. That money was never paid. In September 2018, Goodnight and another agent interviewed a woman identified as CH after her name landed on a trust tax return that requested more than $51,000. CH said she has been best friends with Brown since she was 13 and said Brown and Merrill were close friends. She told the IRS that in 2017, Brown told her that Merrill knew how to apply for grants and was willing to help her apply for a business grant. CH gave her name, social security number, and date of birth to Brown to give to Merrill. In return, she said Merrill told her that her name would be put into a pot and the winner would get the grant money. She said she was not told how much the grant would be or how much she would have to pay Merrill. CH later received a check from the IRS for more than $51,000 with her name on it. She said Brown instructed her to get a cashier's check for $28,975 payable to Merrill's business, Clean Sleep Properties. A tax return signed with her name was shown to her, but she said she didn't sign it and whoever did, spelled her name wrong. She also told the IRS if she had known a tax return would be filed, she wouldn't agree to the plan. She said she trusted Brown and knew she had applied for a grant in the past. CH questioned both women about paying taxes on the funds and said they both told her shouldn't owe anything on the money. CH also told the IRS that Brown referred other people to Merrill and would get a portion of the money. A fourth person, a man identified as LC, told the IRS he met Brown through a mutual friend and he was introduced to Merrill. LC said he met her once but primarily dealt with Brown, who told him that Merrill worked for the IRS and knew all the loopholes and had an opportunity to get LC some money. In a group phone call, the women explained they needed his name and address but didn't need his date of birth or social security number. He provided his and his wife's name and addresses but didn't sign anything. He told the IRS during the investigation that he was told to expect a check between $50,000 and $100,000 and he would get to keep $15,000. In July 2017, the IRS received 2 tax returns linked to the man and his wife, both requested refunds of $78,516. Brown told LC he couldn't deposit both checks into the same account, so he opened another account and deposited the first check he received in this account. Once the check cleared, he was told to get a cashier's check for $47,858 and give it to Brown. 1 month later, the other check, for the same amount, was sent to him and he deposited it. He then was told to get a cashier's check for $47,905 made out to Luxley Luxury Group LLC. That check was later signed by Merrill. In total, Brown was linked to at least 10 fraudulent tax returns totaling more than $2 million, some of which was frozen by banks and is in the process of being sent back to the IRS. The women both face up to 10 years in federal prison if convicted. Thanks for watching and let me know how you feel about this case in the comment section. Also please like, share and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.